You're welcome to the Gavel. I'm Linda Akibi. Which words can we use to describe the just-ended week in the National Assembly, particularly in the Senate? Now let's see. Intriguing, interesting, exciting, curious are just a few words coming readily to mind, all because of the screening of the most controversial ministerial nominee in recent times, Senator Musiliu Obanikoro. Let's just show you how it all played out in the Senate. To many Nigerians, Wednesday's legislative proceedings in the Senate was highly anticipated. It is a day for the screening of one of the most contentious ministerial nominees in recent time, Senator Musiliu Obanikoro. His ministerial nomination has been fraught with controversy since it was presented to the federal lawmakers. Opposition lawmakers had vowed to block his confirmation because of his involvement in a leaked tape where he was implicated as a principal actor in an alleged rigging of the EKITI governorship election in 2014. His screening had been postponed 3 times because opposition lawmakers were unwilling to shift ground despite negotiations behind closed doors to resolve the impasse. At the proceedings, it was obvious that it was going to be a battle of wits between the ruling party and the opposition over the confirmation of Senator Obanikoro. Just before the screening proper, a lawmaker moved a point of order with the aim of stopping the screening of the former senator.
Mr. Senate President, if I can recall a recollection of our colleagues, I think last week when we met under the executive session, you did make a point that we will come back this week, and before we could go further to discuss the issue of the remaining 4 ministers, that you did say, and I think I heard very clearly, that you will call a meeting of the executive session before we go into this session. And I think we are deviating from that word that you said at that moment.
However, Senator Saraki was ruled out of order by the Senate President.
If there is an executive session, it's just a decision that we want to go to an executive session. So not calling, no. If he wants to say that he should call for an executive session, he should say so, but not coming under the privilege. So because you come under an order, I have to rule on that first before we go to the issue of calling for an executive session. Okay? And in my opinion, that is not a privilege. So if I didn't call for any executive session, I have not breached any order. Thank you. So I roll you out of order.
Another attempt was made.
Reference shall not be made to any matter on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as might, in the opinion of the President of the Senate, our revered President of the Senate, prejudice the interest of parties thereto. Mr. President, we have 4 nominees. One from the Gavel State, Mrs. Lawan, 2 from Rivers State, the 3rd one, Senator Danlami Ikenya from Taraba State, 4 on the list, Senator Muhammad Musiliu Obanikoro. Mr. President, as I stand before you, this matter is in court. I have the Nation newspaper and the proceeding. Page, the Nation, Wednesday, March 11, 2015, page 57.
But no such luck.
Nobody has served me. I'm not running away, and usually once there is a court process, I have to be served. And I'm here. I cannot be served on the pages of newspapers. The screening of Obanikoro is not, that's what we're discussing here, is not any other matter. So, unfortunately, I have to rule you out of order. So I rule you out of order.
The floodgates were thrown open and point of orders thrown left, right, and center, all to prevent the Senate from screening Senator Obanikoro.
I come under this order because in a similar circumstance, I had sought
the permission of Mr. President to raise a motion of urgent national importance on the issue of EKITI Gate. This issue, according to Mr. President, he graciously granted me the privilege of raising this motion after consultations. But on the day that I was supposed to raise this motion, Mr. President called me up to inform me that because this case is in court as published in a newspaper, I will not be able to continue with this privilege. And as a respectable senator under the authority of the rule of the chamber, I had to step down this motion despite intense disappointment from my constituency. Mr. President, we have before us today a similar case of an issue that is in court and that is published in a newspaper, just like you informed me that the case I was about to raise is in court and it is published in a newspaper. If the screening of this minister takes place, it will amount to a reversal of a previous ruling that was ruled against my privilege and granted to another person.
No person shall be qualified for the election of the Senate, to the Senate or the House of Representatives, if subject to the provision of Section 28 of this Constitution, he has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a country other than Nigeria, or except in such cases as may be prescribed by the National Assembly, has made a declaration of allegiance to such a country. There are 3 steps to be taken under Order 53 Rule 5, Mr. President. Number 1, a case must be pending in courts. We have established, Mr. President, that cases are pending in courts. Number 2, whatever decision we take here today, will it be prejudicial to the case in court? Yes, it will be prejudicial to the case in court. When both matters are saying that somebody is not fit and proper to hold public office, we cannot even hear him. Number 3, Mr. President, in your opinion, that is the 3rd step. That is discretion, and discretion has been held all over the world to be used judiciously.
But none could deter the Senate President from going ahead with the confirmation of the nominee.
Since I listened to his point of order, I think you should also listen to my explanation.
It was apparent that neither the PDP lawmakers nor the opposition lawmakers were prepared to yield ground, and tempers fled. Almost 1 hour went by and the back and forth continued. When it appeared that the opposition lawmakers had exhausted all their tactics, and it was also clear that the Senate President too did not intend to budge, the screening began. But unlike